Welcome, Peter. So this is a new skill which we will start learning today. This is akin to quite a lot of skills which we have learned together. One of them is your martial arts, which is a life-saving skill again. It can come to your help in the right moment, in the need of the hour, if at all there is a need at one point in time. You're not supposed to misuse that, but at the same point in time, that makes you very capable and confident, right? In the same fashion, this tool, which we will start learning today about stock trading, this will make you very confident when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle. What is meant by that? Yeah, go on, Arab. Ask a lot of questions as and when you get any doubt, please ask the question because that is the right way to learn. Go on.
What do you mean by healthy lifestyle?
When I say a healthy lifestyle, let's understand what is this lifestyle, the way which in which you and me we live, right? We live in a house. We are blessed to have the money to pay the rent. We are blessed with a car. We are blessed with the necessary money to get the good food. We are blessed to sometimes spoil ourselves with some outside food, right? So this is a lifestyle, right, in which we are accustomed to. Now, certainly, I want to make it better, right? So I intend to have some good trips added to our lifestyle, which is right now both of us know is missing, are missing. I would also like to add few more things, few more uh, stuff which I would love to do. So that means that I need to have some additional time at my hand, which I want to pursue. I want to learn few more things, right? Uh, some of my dream lessons which I want to learn. So for them, I need to have some time at my hand. And in order for the time to be present with me, I need to have money which can buy that time, right?
Yeah.
So that is meant by a healthy lifestyle. Essentially, it gives you the freedom to do what you want to do.
So how's that related to trading?
Trading gives you that much income by which, okay, let me take a step back and let me help you with that. Normally, once we are visiting office, we are spending say 10 hours, 12 hours over there, right? In our work, daily work, right? After spending 10 to 12 hours at work, we get tired and then we would like to rest, right?
Yeah.
So we go for 7 hours of sleep. Then couple of hours go in the regular work, right? So 12 plus 7 plus 2,
12 plus 7 plus 2 is 21.
21 hours gone. Remaining 3 hours we would like to spend with you, mom, everyone, right? So and if we are cutting out the driving time to and fro to the office, right? So if you include that, it's another hour gone minimum, right? So you hardly end up having 2 hours at your disposal. This 2 hour either you can do something which you want or you want to spend some time with the family, right? Now, what
Yeah.
happens if and what happens as a result of this is since you're working 12 hours a day, you get money at the end of the month, which we can use to run our family, pay the rent, pay the bills, get good food, right? Celebrate festivals. Now, when I say that we need uh, 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 we need some extra time, right? We need some time to do something which we want actually. So for that, what happens is right now we are hardly having any time out of 24 hours. So what if this 12 hours which I'm wanting, which I'm working for at office, what if I can do something which will help generate the same amount of income which this 12 hours a day at my office is generating, and even better income if I have some kind of a magic wand, which if I wave that magic wand and I get this 12 hours in a day available to me, and the money also which I get at the end of the month, maybe more money than that, if I can get by the help of this magic wand, then what do I get? I get money and I get 12 hours in a day to pursue what I want to do. This magic wand is trading. And that is how trading helps you to get the time for yourself, get the money, to not just run your family, but also stay in a luxury.
Yeah.
Does this answer your question?
Yeah.
Right. So would you want that, Arav, in the first place?
Yes.
Why?
So that I can live a good life.
Okay. And what is a good life definition as per you?
Having lots of time and enough money to satisfy my wants and needs.
Okay. So that's definitely a good good life, I would say, right? Good dream of a life. Now, trading has that power, right? Trading in itself has that power. It empowers you, right? So while you go to school, you learn a lot of skills over there, right? You learn about different subjects, you learn about communication, you learn about art and craft, debate, play. All of these are essentially skills which help you, right? Which empower
Yeah.
you. So having a good communication, you see people have made career out of making good communication. Your sports which you keep watching cricket, right? Do you know about Harsha Bhogle?
Yeah. Yeah. He has
Does
never played cricket, but still he's a very great commentator.
and he has made a living out of it, right? So people want Harsha Bhogle on their channel to speak because he's such a good communicator, right? Similarly, if you see, people have made actually careers. For example, the TV people who or the give up provide the news on the TV, read the news on the TV, right? So these news readers are excellent at communicating even though there is a script which is running which they have to read, still where to pause, for how long to pause, where to provide stress, on which topic, on which word to provide the stress, all these things and a lot more, where to increase the pitch, where to reduce the pitch, where to become soft, where to show the smile. All these things they are very well versed with. They have made themselves very well versed with, and they are making life and career out of it, right? So all of these skills which you are going to school and learning, each of these skills have the power to give specific benefit to you. Now it is up to you which kind of benefit you want to draw out of them. So one kind of benefit is like good to have. Another kind of benefit is must to have, right? So what's the difference between good to have and must to have? Is that the
For
question?
a
I can see
no,
some
that's not
question
a
mark on you.
question.
Okay.
No,
I could, so I could
no.
sense some kind of a question. So what's the difference between a good to have skill and must to have skill, in your opinion?
Must have skill. It's necessary in our day-to-day lives. We need to use it. For example, now playing for a few hours a day is good for a healthy lifestyle, but playing for a minimum an hour a day is a must to have a healthy life.
Healthy life. All right. That's definitely one good way to look at it. Once, as and when we start getting more and more matured, we start going to the reaching a stage wherein we complete our studies and we want to hit the job, right? Or we want to get a job, or we want to become independent entrepreneurs. Either way, good to have skills help us reach certain space, certain place. Must have a skill is needed, even if some people don't have those good to have skills. Must to have is needed for survival. So must to have comes in the category of survival. You can consider this as a minimum passing mark in your school exams. So if
Can you
someone
repeat
is
that? Can you repeat that?
must to have is something which is needed in order to survive. It is akin to the minimum passing mark in your final exams. So you must have a minimum of 40% to pass.
Yeah.
Then if you are getting 60%, good to have. 70%, 80%, 90%, these are brilliant, right? But without this must to have, you just cannot go to good to have.
Huh.
Okay. This is one way to look at it. However, when we think about skills, one of the skills which is must to have is survival skill, right?
Yeah.
So when I say survival, what we mean is what is needed for survival. Let's hear from you.
Food, water, shelter, air, clean air. Uh, that's right for survival.
Great, beautiful. So that is a must to have, right? Without this, you cannot survive, correct?
Yeah.
Now let's try to take a deeper look. Air is a must to have, which you get. You don't have to pay for it, right? Clean air. Good, fair enough. How about the shelter,
We need some roof above our heads to survive.
which comes at a price or it comes for free? Someone just gives it to
At a
us.
price. At a price.
Okay, so
Just
this
like food
must
and
to
water.
have number two comes at a price. Air doesn't come at a price, but this,
Up
let's look
in
at
these
must.
four, in the four must have one only one comes for free.
All right. The other must to have food also comes at a price,
Absolutely.
right? So all these must to haves, they require us to have money, right?
Yeah.
Now, there are multiple ways to earn money, right? The best way to earn money is earning it by earning it while pursuing your passion, what you want to do, right? That is the best way to do. Like, for example, your favorite player, Kohli, right? So when I watch Kohli or Rohit Sharma, they are actually enjoying the game. And while they are being paid for it, right?
Yeah.
That's the best way to earn the money, right? Now, there are other also happy ways to earn the money. Jobs are also a very good way to earn the money, right?
Not
So these,
happy.
sorry,
It's not as happy.
depends. If you really like the job, it's good, right? It's a great to have. It's actually very. We should be grateful to God if we are getting something to do which we like to do, right? So even a
It's like
job is absolutely, yeah. Go on.
for me, like job is an subjects are an interest, not enjoying. A
Right now,
few
since you have
subjects
gone,
I enjoy a few subjects, like I'm interested in them, but I don't enjoy them.
I get that. Yes. So those are kind of mandatory things which we happen to come across in the life. In the life, we will come across many things which even if we don't want, they come. For example, you would have seen the kind of traffic which both of us come across when we go, right? Do any of
Yeah,
us want that kind of traffic?
nah,
Do any of us want others to break the rules?
no,
But that happens.
yeah,
So you see, whether you're at school or at traffic or at any other place, things which we desire may not happen as how we want them to happen. Always, always. So what do we do about it? So the best part to do about that is let's safeguard our interests first, such that our must to haves are fulfilled. We don't have to worry about the must to haves, right? Once we have the must to have with us, then many other things can be done more efficiently. But a peace of
nullified.
mind, sorry,
Like something can be nullified.
can be nullified. Let's hear, for example, what are you referring to?
Like once we have the must studies in life,
Mhm.
and then we earn the money like how we want, like study, like not studies, like be playing sport, trading after and investing, stock shares, trading. If we do that, that means we can just nullify the need of a job apart if I'm a sports person.
Absolutely, Arav. Absolutely.
And
So
if I
if
do the right endorsements and advertisement ads,
advertisements for what?
like all sports players, they advertise brands. For example, footballers like Ronaldo, they advertise Nike, Messi, Adidas, all those.
Yes. So So those are additional incomes which they are generating by virtue of their skills, right? So if you are going to do trading, it will ensure that you are removing the problem of generating minimal income from your life. Okay, you are removing that problem altogether. And if you trade well, you can think of living a very luxurious life. You can be the one who can be paying people for the advertisements. Okay, so if someone pays, for example, if Dhoni is being paid for which let's say there is some ad which comes for some healthy drink, right?
SBI. He does SBI.
Right. So Dhoni does SBI. Let's speak about some. So that's a private government bank. I want to give an example of a private bank because you're a private entity. So let's say there is a healthy drink which is there, and Dhoni is given money for that, right? To sponsor. Let's say, pick any healthy drink. So you can be the owner of that drink company who pays Dhoni. Okay, okay, I'm gonna give you, $10 million or whatever for running this ad. If you trade well, okay, if you trade well. So not just the good lifestyle, but a super healthy lifestyle with a lot more time at your disposal to do the things which you really want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is the power which you get after doing the trading.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to understand from you, does this actually is good enough motivation for you to learn trading, or no, you are you
Okay,
would
but with
want
this,
to,
yeah, I have a doubt.
yeah.
What if I have this? How do I build the relationships?
How will I?
Build the relationships, friends, all that.
Okay, okay.
Knowing people in the right sectors of if I need help. Suppose if I'm sick and there's not a near hospital, but there's a close by doctor, but I don't have a healthy relationship with him. What can I do? Money can't solve everything.
Money can't.
Solve everything. How do I build
Absolutely.
relationships with trading?
Absolutely. Money cannot solve everything. Money is a means. The moment if we consider it as the destination, we lose the whole purpose of our life. Money is the means. Okay, what is a means? Means
Money.
is, sorry,
Money.
what is the meaning of means? Means is
A mode of something.
more to achieve something. Okay, so money gives you the freedom to go ahead, say tomorrow you fall sick. Money gives you the freedom to get yourself treated at the best hospital with the best doctor, right? If you have money, then it also gives you the freedom to network with the very high HNIs, they are called high net worth individuals. So
How?
worth is not in just in terms of money, but also in terms of ideas, right? So you tend to interact with people who are rich in ideas, who have a more worthy network. Okay. In today's world, Arav, most of the work is done by virtue of network. The stronger the network you have, the better your chances of doing anything becomes. Okay. So money also empowers you to help you sit in that kind of a circle. Okay. So that is the power which money brings along with itself. So my
Okay.
question to you is still, I want to be super sure that the time which we will spend every day, 1 hour, I want to be very sure that even my 1 hour is justified while teaching you. Unless you are not motivated, we can do something else also. There's so many other things to do which can be done, right? But I really want to know whether this discussion is motivational enough for you to learn trading, or you have some more questions. Let's first in this session, let's try to get our questions clarified first.
Done.
Is this good enough reason to learn trading?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
what if given the option to learn this trading in this 1 hour and say your friends are playing out there, which one would you prefer?
Short term now, long term this.
I'm giving you the option right now. So I can see a few players, few of your friends playing.
Nah, they won't be playing at this part this time.
Okay, you caught my lie. But nonetheless, do you think this is worth spending time together on this learning trading?
Yeah,
Let's treat this as an investment. You know what is the difference between investment and expenditure?
yeah.
Mhm. Can you give me from a daily life example?
Let's say this headphones. This is an expenditure. But if I buy headphones that are more likely to increase in value in a year or on a year or month's time, that's called an investment. This is called an expenditure because after use, I'm not expecting any money out of it. After use, it's done.
While we are at it, let's discuss a bit more about the difference between expenditure and investment. So if you're not having the headphone, for example, right now, what's going to happen? You're
I'm
gonna
gonna listen through the laptop speaker.
laptop, right? So the speed of the volume of the laptop needs to be bit louder.
Yeah,
If people are around you, let's say you are at an airport, this session or this anything can happen anytime. So, or let's say if you want to hear something and you are not having a headphone, you are at an airport or at a public place. Do you think that would be as advisable to use this laptop sound at a high volume?
nah,
I couldn't get you.
no,
No,
nah.
right? So have plus uh, once, for example, I love hearing lectures, right? As you know. So say tomorrow you also develop a love for learning more and learning more from lectures and all. So that means that you always need access to computer, laptop volume and all, right? So if you want to hear and if you are having a good headset, right, which gives like even in a very noisy place, if you can sport that headphone and hear the lecture very clearly, that is an investment. Okay, that helps you, right? That reduces the trouble for others also, and it helps me also to hear better. Anything which makes your job, look at me, Arav, anything which makes your job better, job of anything, hearing, listening, eating, playing cricket, anything which makes your job better is an investment. The gloves, the abs guard which you wear, right, is an investment or expenditure?
Investment.
Because it helps you. Helmet, it helps save your head. It's not an expenditure. It's an investment. Even though the value of the helmet will reduce over a period of time, but your head, without which it's very dangerous driving on the road. That's an
Death.
sorry,
If we travel without it, kind of death.
right? So that can prove fatal, and hence this is an investment. Let's take a few other examples. Is what about your school bag? Is an investment or it's an expenditure?
Investment. Investment. I can't carry everything in my hands.
Okay, and if you have to carry it every day, it's not making your job easier, right?
Yeah, just like the cubby in school. I can keep it there. No need to carry anything home.
Okay,
Light bag.
okay. How about our car? Is that an investment or expenditure?
Let's say we have to go to school. That's 10 kilometers away.
Hmm.
This we have to then either walk, take cab or auto or something like that.
Hmm.
Walking out of the question 5 to 6 hours, starting at 6 or 7 in the morning. If we do jogging, we'll reach the school.
It saves time. Time is everything. Time is money, right?
Yeah,
So
that
it
saves
saves.
time. Along with that, if we take auto or something, it they will charge. If we are taking a car, we will just have to pay for the fuel. We are paying that fuel and cost of and their cost.
So it helps us to save time. It makes our job better. Time saving is a job in itself, right? So that's an investment. Let's think about other things. How about ordering outside food? It's an investment or expenditure?
Expenditure.
Why so?
It isn't helping our life span.
Yeah, that's great. But it for the temporarily we get a good taste in the mouth.
Temporarily only, na, like just what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, ante. That's it.
Mhm. Okay. But don't you think, you know, at times we need to spoil ourselves also?
Ah, like once a month, once a week, like once a week, or twice a 2 weeks, it's okay, but like not daily.
No. Perfect. So you are getting a hang of it now, Arav. How about the laptop? Is it an investment or expenditure?
Investment.
Why?
Online, we bought this online. What would I do in online classes? What would I do for this?
Perfect. Perfect. It facilitates your job. Anything which is facilitating, making my job convenient and efficient is an investment, right? I still want to think a bit more. You want to point out anything which is an expenditure in our house, which needn't be an investment, but it's still lying in our house or in our daily life? Even I'm thinking
Yeah, bed cloth.
bedcloth.
We can sleep on the mattress.
Hmm. I'll
We
tell
don't
you a
have to
challenge.
use. We
I'll
I
tell you
don't
the
don't have.
challenge about that. No, I
Huh?
think no, that's an investment, I'll tell you. And I'll tell you the challenge. Say it's summers right now, right? We sweat,
Yeah.
right? Once we sweat, the sweat goes and directly touches the mattress if we are not using the bedcloth, right? So the sweat touches the mattress. Over a period of time, the mattress becomes unusable. Okay, right? So having a bedcloth and mattress cost is very high. Bedcloth cost is very less. By having a bedcloth, you are ensuring that you can prolong the life of the mattress. So that's an investment or expenditure.
Investment.
So think about more what is something which is an expenditure in our house.
Mm,
We can't be that efficient for sure.
Toys.
Toys? No. And why the toys are an expenditure?
Not only toys, not the sporting equipment and all.
Mhm.
Toys because we're gonna use them for what? A few months, a few years. That's it.
Come again, I could not get your reason for toys
We
being a.
only use toys like I used to have toys, right?
Now you tell me one thing. Now that you are 13 years old, going to be 13 years old, if you see a kid who is not having a toy, 3-year-old kid who is not having a toy, won't you feel that that kid should have a toy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he needs to enjoy himself. That is priceless. A kid's life never returns again. This 3-year-old kid will never become a 3-year-old ever. Can you ever become a 3-year-old ever now?
Nah, not
No.
possible.
So in that at that age, we need to he or she needs to they deserve actually to enjoy. So toys are definitely the means to get that enjoyment, and they are an investment for that case, in my opinion.
IDK.
You IDK. I have something in my mind. Uh, I have something in my mind. It just slipped past.
I know. People who get tattoos.
Yes, you're correct. So that's an investment. That's an expenditure, right?
It's not even useful. Why do you need something on your skin?
Perfect. Perfect. So slowly, as and when we go on, Arab, though, even though this is not an economics class, in economics class, you will learn more about the difference between income and expenditure, investment and expenditure. But at times, once you are getting more and more learned during the discussion, I will pose a few more questions to you, which will help you to make good financial decisions. Set?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Good. I'm very happy. So let's start with some basic understanding of the regular market where with which you are familiar. Okay. You go downstairs to get some grocery at times, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you are very good at making sandwiches,
Yeah.
right? So for the sandwich, we need
Bread, mayo, cheese,
good. So all of these things are,
filling,
sorry,
filling.
fillings. So all these things, they require to be purchased from somewhere, right? Which you
Yeah.
purchase from the downstore grocery shop. Okay. A single grocery shop is having all these items. Okay, Arif? Sometimes you also go to fetch vegetables, right?
Yeah.
So that is a different shop downstairs, right? Now I'm giving you a scenario. The last time when you got the bread, it was, how much was it for?
15.
50. So let's say you bought the bread last week for 50 rupees. This week, I again tell you, Arav, let's have some sandwich, right? So you go down and you check the price of the bread. Uh,
Yeah.
and let's say the price which is written there is 500. Would you purchase that bread?
Nah,
Why?
it's not even, it can't go. The economy, not economy, prices can't skyrocket when nothing is happening. The market is good, the economy is good, nothing. How can it skyrocket so quickly and it's not the correct price of the bread? The man, if the profit is somewhat 400 plus profit for bread,
Okay.
no one's gonna buy that.
Okay. So here actually the thing which is going on in your mind is, and not just in your mind, every person who visits that shop for the bread, the same, every each of those person will have the same thing in the mind, that it is very costly. Okay,
Yeah,
so let's draw some graph. Let me share my screen here. Let me know if you are able to view the screen. Can you view the screen, Arav?
yeah,
Okay. So let's say I am just, you have seen a graph, right? What is a graph? Y-axis versus x-axis?
yeah. Horizontal X, vertical
Yes.
Y.
Perfect. So on this axis, let's say we have got the time.
Yeah,
Okay. And on this axis, uh, we have got the, sorry about it. And sorry for this drawing. On this axis, say this is the, sorry for this arrow. Okay. This is the price. Okay. So bear with me. This is the price. Let me try again. I hope. Nope, 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 nope. What do I do?
price.
Okay. Okay, so this is the price. Okay, Arif. Now, let's
Yeah,
say you went there last week. Last week was somewhere around this date, and the price was here around 50 rupees. Okay. So it was, okay. So let me delete this.
sorry.
So just a second. So here, let's say last week was this time, And at this time, the price was somewhere around here, which was 50 rupees. Okay. So I will just mark it as what happened. This is a 50 rupee. Today is, you went there again today, Arav. Okay.
Yeah.
And say this is today. And the price today is here, which is 500 rupees, right? So there is this big gap here,
Mm.
right? This gap is of 450 rupees. And you decided that you will not purchase the at this price, correct?
Yeah.
So the price here, you said that, okay, I'm gonna, purchase this. So you say, okay, uh, good, you purchase it. And here you come and say that, hey, this is something which I am not going to purchase. Why? Because this particular difference, you are not happy that spending 450 rupees extra is going to provide you that equivalent value which you got last time. Do you get this? So you derived some
Yeah.
value out of purchasing this 50 rupees bread last week. You made some good sandwich with us. We enjoyed it. We relished it, right? But today, you are not ready to spend 450 rupees extra for this because you think in your mind that the value being driven out of this 450 rupees, extra 450 rupees, is not worth the derived derived excitement which you can get from this sandwich.
But 100 is also not. You can't just rise so much.
So you will say that,
60 and 60, 70 at max.
oh, that is very good, Arav. So you said that at maybe at 60 you will purchase, say this is 60, maybe this is 70 you will purchase, but 100, so this is also okay for you. This is also okay for you. Oh, sorry. This is okay for you. This is also okay for you, but this thing is certainly not okay, correct?
Yeah.
Great. Very happy to hear this. Let me stop sharing this screen. So Arav, I think, I'm very happy that these things I never taught you about this, like the values and all which we derive, what is something which are acceptable prices, but you have learned it by virtue of your interactions. I'm glad. So the price at which our mind, please pay attention here, Arav. These are major important decisions, major decisions which our mind makes. And when our mind feels that the value which I can drive, the value which I can derive after spending some money is out of balance, is not worth it, then the mind says to stop spending that money. Okay? I'll
Yeah.
repeat this because this is the fundamental. The value which the mind thinks that it can derive after spending a certain amount of money.
1 second. Can you go slow?
Yes. The value which the mind thinks that it can derive by spending a certain sum of money, a certain amount of money.
Can you go a little slow? I'm writing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What have you written?
The value which the mind thinks that it can derive by spending a certain sum of money.
If it is worth that sum of money, if this value is worth that sum of money,
Hmm.
then the mind says to go ahead and spend that money.
Okay.
And naturally, this means that the value which the mind says that if I don't derive the value by spending this amount of money, then the mind will say no to that money, no to that expenditure. Right? It follows naturally. So sometimes I have taken you to the mandi, right? The place where we get the vegetables at a cheaper price below that bridge. Remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We used to go earlier, So why did we used to go there? Can
So
just
that I can get the how to pick fruits and vegetables,
that was
how to
one
pick
idea, that you should know
and
how to pick the right vegetables, quality of
and
vegetables.
value.
Value how?
What do you mean value how?
When you say the value, so one thing is that we used to go there to pick the vegetables such that you learn how to find the right vegetable, whether the brinjal is of good quality or not, ladyfinger is of good quality or not, right? We used to break that and we used to see brinjal, we used to see it is soft, it is not soft, correct? Now, what is that was one reason, right? Because I really wanted you to learn. What is another reason why did
Haggling the prices.
yes, absolutely. Bingo, Araf, bullseye. Lovely. So, yes, negotiation. So, there we get the vegetables at a slightly lower rate, right? And how do we get the vegetables at a slightly lower rate compared to the vegetable which we get downstairs? Because
Downstairs
we
there's a
can
fixed price. We can't haggle there. No chance. You want to buy at this price. Want to buy at lower price. Get lost.
get. And in the vegetable mandi, we can go and we can haggle for the prices and we can get a better bargain, right? So the mind says, read that statement again. Read that statement.
The value which mind thinks that it can derive by spending a certain sum of money. If it is worth the sum of money, then the mind says to spend the money.
Now, what this also means is the value which the mind says is far better than the spent money, sum of money. If the mind says that the value which I am deriving is far more than the amount of money I am spending, the mind gives it a double tick mark. It goes jumping, says that, hey, I really, really want it. One thing is that mind says, go ahead and take it. Second thing is which the mind says, go ahead and please take it with a stress.
Why?
Why? Because the
Why?
mind says, I
The
can.
money is more. You said the money is more than the money we are ready to spend. Why should we want it?
Okay, so I wanted to imply otherwise. I meant to, let me correct myself. So the value, if the value derived is more for the same amount of money, say 50 rupees, we get 1 kg of vegetable here, cauliflower, say, and we get 2 kgs of cauliflower in the mandi. The mind says where to buy from? From below grocery shop or there?
There.
There, right? From the mandi, right? So mind says that you are deriving more value for the same amount of money. You are deriving more value there, right? So their prices there are cheap for the same product, for the same cauliflower. The prices there are cheap, and we want, mind says, to get it. Why? Because we derive better values. Instead of cooking vegetable for 1 day, we can have 2 days. We can have cauliflower on 2 days for the same amount of money. Is that what we should do also in regular life?
Nah,
Sorry?
nah.
No. Why?
We should not eat the same food twice a day, continuously, 2 days. Why?
I get that. Let me rephrase it. So let's say you are getting a particular vegetable, which is we need, let's say we need half kg of vegetable per day to run our house. Okay, in our house. Okay, half kg. Now, here downstairs, you are getting half kg of vegetable in 100 rupees. And in the mandi, you are getting half kg of vegetable in 50 rupees. From where would you purchase this?
Vegetable shop.
In vegetable shop, the half kg
Because
of,
of fuel will be way more than 25 rupees.
let me ask the question again. For half kg
We
of,
are going so many kilometers away, the cost of the fuel.
I agree with you. I agree with you totally that yes, for a single vegetable, if they are spending that much, that's a huge cost added. For the time being, let's say there are two shops which are adjacent to each other, right? One shop is selling us the vegetable at 50 rupees per kg. The other shop, number two, it sells the vegetable at 100 rupees per kg. From where shall
Shop
we
one.
purchase?
Shop one.
Shop one, right? Because it is cheaper there, right? Naturally, one idea which comes or is this. In fact, in fact, uh, this is what traders do. Okay, they will purchase something from the shop one, which is at 50 rupees, go to the next shop and sell it for some 60 or 70 rupees, such that they can sell it to still, they can still sell at 30 rupees profit. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Buying at a lesser price, selling at a higher price. This is what trading is all about. Buying at a smaller price, selling at a higher price is what traders do. And this is what we will learn to do. What we will learn to do?
How to buy at lesser price and sell at a higher price.
Would you please note it down? That this is what we are going to do and highlight that. So these two statements about the mind deriving the value and buying at lower price and selling at higher price. This is something which I need you to memorize it. Even once I wake you up at midnight and ask you for two golden statements, these are the two golden statements which you will tell me word by
Word.
all right. So I am closing the class for today. We'll reassemble tomorrow, same time, right? And we will start with, this is going to be our starting statements, the two starting statements. Memorize this, write it 5 times, each of the statement, and show it to me tomorrow. And memorize it, my dear friend, right?
Yeah.
Anything else before we close today?
Nothing.
All right, then. I look forward to share these more things with you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks. Have a good time. Bye-bye.
Bye.